Sleigh bells are ringing, stockings are being hung, but all we want for Christmas is more exciting Formula One action. It's been an interesting season that's seen some drama and chaos in all forms. And now with one race left, it's time to sit around the fire and decorate our F1 Christmas tree with our favorite memories from the past year of racing. Welcome back to Penn State Sports Night. I'm Ethan Ellis, and along with Christina Rutherford and Sofia Miranda, we'll take you back through this past F1 season and look at what's still to come in these final races. Christina, we'll start with you. What's been one of your favorite memories from this past season?
Okay, so for me, some of my favorite memories, starting with the bottom of our tree, is I'm going to have to do some of the special liveries and helmets that we've had this season. There have been some really good ones with Alex Albon's Panda helmet and like his the one with all his pets. Oscar's had some good ones. Also, like Ferrari's race suits and helmets for Miami were nice.
Really nice.
And then for my other one, I'm going to have to give it to Ollie Behrman because at the beginning of this year, he was just an 18-year-old who had no F1 experience. Now he's a 19-year-old who has raced in 3 F1 races and got points in his first 2 races with 2 different teams. That's a highlight. I will always remember that. And I'm just like, wow, good job. I'm impressed.
Definitely, it's amazing to see him go. And I guess I'll switch a little bit. Some older guys in the grid, talking about Ocon and Gasly. They had a really surprising 2-3 podium in São Paulo, Brazil. And it was really interesting because we didn't expect that at all. I mean, Alpine hasn't been a team that is supposed to be on the podium. They are a backgrid team, but they didn't. That's amazing. And they went through 9th in the Constructor Championship to 6th. So that was a huge boost for them too. And lastly, I also have to talk about Win. Do you want to talk about it?
I want to mention something about Alpine.
Mention it.
This season, Alpine has been good, but I want to mention them in their sub-series, like F1 Academy, Abby Poling, the Alpine driver for that. She just won the World Championship for her, so that's amazing. She gets a paid-for seat in GB3. Paul Aaron, a F2 driver, gets his reserve seat in Alpine. Alpine's really making a comeback, it seems like, this year.
Yeah. Not in F1,
they're
though,
no longer,
but like...
they're no longer bringing spoons to the fight.
I mean, true, but... I mean, it was a one kind of thing, but maybe next year, who knows? I mean,
Yeah.
McLaren did they obviously were a good team, but they did a huge jump from last year to this year. And my second one, talking about McLaren, I'm gonna talk about Oscar Piastri having his maiden win in Hungary. It was amazing. I feel like it was, I have to say, one of the only times that we've seen McLaren truly like helping him go, because Lando did have to like go to the pit and also like give up his first spot to Oscar, but it was amazing. I love to see Oscar is one of my favorite drivers in the grid currently, and I just think it's amazing.
Okay, so Ethan, I did remember you put an ornament on the tree, but it seems to have fallen and broken on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, we can't have all great memories on the tree this year. So there was one somewhat broken memory, and that has been Sergio Perez's season. This has just been a disastrous season for him, and there was a lot of promise when he first went to Red Bull, but over the years, and especially over the races of this season, he's just gotten worse and worse, and the gap between him and Max Verstappen is very noticeable, and arguably he's the reason why Red Bull isn't going to win the Constructors' Championship this year. I mean, Max had his struggles, especially over the summer, but Sergio Perez hasn't been on the podium since China. I mean, that's completely unacceptable as a Red Bull driver, and they really should look at replacing him from this year. But you guys had a lot of great memories on here. I mean, the Alpine podium, I mean, no one saw that coming out of anywhere. And that was in the rain, granted, but still, that was a crazy couple of series for them. And Ollie Behrman, I mean, I'm excited to see what he does at Haas next year. He's going to be good, I feel like. Him and Liam Lawson, who we'll talk about later, they've got a lot of promise. But let's go ahead and look at the middle of the tree now. We've got a couple more memories that are a little bit higher up because they're a little more memorable. Sophia, we'll start with you.
Okay, I have to say, I already expressed my happiness on it, but we're going to have Gabriel Bortoleto in the grid next year. He has been doing a crazy, amazing job in F2. He did win in 2023 F3, but in F2, he literally won Monza going from last to first, which is, I mean, everyone knows that Monza is a hard race to win. And he did going from last to first, which is amazing. He's also Brazilian. He's going to be the first Brazilian since 2017. I have to mention that, since Felipe Massa. So it's just amazing to see another drive. And I mean, he's not going to be in a team that's like a contender. I have to admit that, but it's going to be great to see him just going. And he has been a driver that showed his potential. And I truly do feel like he might surprise us. I mean, we had an Alpine 2-3. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's currently leading the F2 championship. And along with Stake, I'm going to have to mention Zhou Guanyu got his first points in a stake this weekend, which was quite surprising, but very, very happy for him. But for me, I have to put Lando Norris's maiden win
Who would have thought?
in Miami. May 5th. I will remember that day forever. It was amazing. I loved it. McLaren really came up from struggling so much last year to having wins and fighting for a championship, all in both of their drivers' maiden win years. And it's just so special, and I love it.
We know.
Right, and McLaren's turnaround's really been night and day compared to last year. I mean, both their drivers finally getting wins this year, and now they do have a really decent chance to win the Constructors' Championship this weekend in Abu Dhabi. So it's been, like I said, complete night and day turnaround for them. And while they did have some benefit from, like I said, Red Bull struggles over the summer, really good run for them. And then, Zhou Guanyu getting some points. I mean, he doesn't have a ride yet for next year, but definitely helps his case. So it'll be interesting to see where he does land. But someone who already has found his home, Liam Lawson, took over Daniel Ricciardo's seat, and arguably this should have happened a while ago. I mean, Daniel Ricciardo, he was struggling towards the end of his career there at Visa Cash App Red Bull Racing. So I'm excited to see what he can do. We saw him struggle a little bit this past week in Qatar, but he's got a lot of potential. I mean, even when he first started subbing in for Daniel Ricciardo after his crash in the Netherlands, I mean, he instantly got in that seat, started scoring points, and started seeing success. And I mean, there they should have seen that he was better than Daniel Ricciardo and kept him in that seat. But that's a conversation for a different time, because the good thing is Liam Lawson is finally back in there, and he has made the Christmas tree. Now, let's go to the top of the Christmas tree. And as you can see, our world champion is the star for good reason. But what were some other moments you guys put up here?
For me, I had to put Charles. He's fighting for P2 right now in the championship with Lando. He's 8 points behind. And he got, finally, the Monaco curse is broken. He got his win in Monaco at home, and then again later in Monza, and then in Austin. He's had some good races this year, and it's just been really fun to watch and really entertaining, and it's top of my tree. I love it.
It's amazing to see Charles win. I feel like there's nothing more exciting than seeing a driver winning his home race. It's just amazing to see.
Especially with all those struggles.
Exactly. We're seeing him doing and trying a lot, and he has expressed it how frustrating it was not to win or to finish maybe the race, and it's amazing to see him. But switching a little bit, I'll talk about Red Bull again, but it's just great to see them not having domination as much this year. I mean, I understand the Red Bull fans, but just seeing a more diverse, we had 7 drivers winning Grand Prix this year. Last year we had 3, counting 2 were Red Bulls. So we had Max winning 19 Grand Prix, Checo winning 2, I believe, and there was 1, I believe.
Checo won 3, Carlos won 1, and Verstappen won the other 19.
Exactly. It was insane. And we also had, this year we had Max winning a bunch too, but it was definitely less. But we definitely will see a change, I feel like, this upcoming years as well. And I believe Red Bull won't be on top that much as well currently for the years, but it's amazing to see just this change, and it's become more dynamic too. It's make the race more entertaining.
Yeah,
it definitely has, and it's been nice to see somewhat of a more diversity of drivers winning, because after those first 2 races, we really thought it was just going to be another Max Verstappen dominated year, but it looks like it's going to be a little bit more even going up through the rest of next year too. But it is beginning to look a lot like Christmas now that our Formula One Christmas tree is finally decorated. But who else deserves to be put on the tree or taken off? Let us know who you'd put on your Formula One Christmas tree in the comments below. For Christina, Rutherford, and Sofia, Miranda, I'm Ethan Ellis, and we'll see you next time.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to this edition of Penn State Sports Night.
For more content like this and so much more, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram TikTok, and X. For everyone here at Penn State Sports Night,
We are
Penn State Sports Night.